I define a healthy relationship, one that is built on vulnerability, honesty, forgiveness, acceptance, challenge, encouragement, vision, gratitude, appreciation. My name is Vernon Jackson. I am an artist that started as a visual artist, painting, drawing. I got into writing in my teens because I was looking for a place to express myself and to be heard. It's probably the first time when I was like, I acknowledged that I didn't have anyone around me, adult and or peer, that understood me and had the capacity to hear me. And so I took to the page and I started writing down my own thoughts. So that was my first form of healing. The book title is Looking Glass, a man's reflections within the scope of dating and relationships. So the inspiration of the book came from, or to write the book, came from a conversation I had in my barber chair with someone, a Black woman who cared enough about me and my potential to not just challenge me to start it, but also to see it through. So what had intrigued me about writing a book about relationships was just getting to a space where like, man, I need to stop just dating from the perspective like I'm looking for someone, like I'm trying to find my identity and being in a relationship. I started dating from an observer's perspective. Being an artist, being able to like see things in detail. I was giving people perspective, I wouldn't say advice. I was giving people perspective on their experiences within their relationships. And I think I did a pretty decent job within the book of connecting to the principles of dating and the principles of people and like getting back to knowing who you are, you know, and understanding you before you even get into a relationship. A common misconception that we have upon each other in the dating is that we have this entitlement that exceeds reality. We have this expectation that was never groomed from the other side on how to fulfill, you know, and with that misconception, and just that itself changes how a woman interacts with a man, you know, and have an expectation on how a guy would interact with a woman and his expectations on her. All because this misconception, this expectation that's marketed, that has been promoted either by artists or by society, or the artists of society, not just the vocalists or rappers, or not even just that, but the people who are artists in their own right and what they're projecting to the world, that people are adopting and attaching to what they think are their values. Is your identity of a relationship your own, or what you've accepted, what's been marketed to you? You know, I feel like, you know, as a man can get out of it a perspective of like, man, like that's what I've been wanting to say, I just didn't know how to say it.
Just like the way that we're raised, we're not taught to, you know, like it's not okay to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? And you're letting us know that it is, you know, through this book. So that's what I got from it.
Men have feelings. Like a lot of times women don't even think that dudes have feelings. The thing is, but as men, we've been, you know, we've been groomed by society and by the women in our lives to be less emotional in our interactions, but yet when it benefits or when it's desired for whatever situation, to want us to then become emotional. You know, when it comes to relationships, you know, I like to compare it to like NASA. I've been using NASA a lot lately. But NASA, because the trip to outer space, you can imagine what they was going through when they was first putting this thing together, the amount of people they were working with, the minds, you know, they was all deep shit, you know what I'm saying? Trying to figure this stuff out, you know, but okay, well, who's gonna go into space? Okay, first, we're gonna go into space. Okay, great, but who's gonna go? All right, but okay, where's the criteria for them to go into space? Okay, you know, and so then to process like, okay, we can't just take a pilot who drives a 747 jet and put him into outer space. No, they had to discover what it was that the person needed to have in order to become an astronaut. If I'm going to ascribe to the idea, even if I'm going to be with one person for the rest of my life, you need to be an astronaut. You know, and I know what that criteria is for me. I know what that is. I know how to be patient in the process for it. I know how to be challenged through it, take criticism, take challenges, grow my own. I gotta be an astronaut for you too. You gotta trust me while we're in outer space, and vice versa. And then even though you may be able to, you know, and then the process of discovering whether or not you can take the challenges that NASA put together to see if you will even be built for being out of space mentally, emotionally. It's the same thing. And dating is a process that exposes the opportunity for you to see the holes and the cracks in the armor so you can fix that shit before you get into a committed relationship. And in that place, be more intentional about it, grow in it, to see who you are, who they are, or to discover who you're actually dealing with and who you are going to, your identity, your new person that you are becoming inside of a relationship, to then, okay, now we're getting married. Now we're going to this next step. Because that step, we're in outer space. And it's just us.
When you realize and accept that you are not for everyone, and everyone is not for you, and for you, life gets a lot more weightless. Yes. He the next Zane. You know what I'm saying? We coming for you, Zane. Listen, I joke, you know, this thing about, I'm only joking because I know that this brother, everything he do is top notch. Poet, businessman. What else do you do? How much did you give me? 20? He's a philanthropist. I said I was looking at you 4 adjectives, bro. Like 4. The looking glass. Congratulations, bro. Hey, real shit, I'm just playing. This is